Hey there, welcome to the Lumiere channel. Welcome to this. Today I'm kind of doing a sort of a free-form reading. It's possibly a little chaotic, something to put on in the background, something to listen in on. This feels like energy that wants to be expressed, so I'm giving it a place and room to be expressed. So here we go. For those watching, what is the message that you want to give them? I think we're going to maybe do this in a general love message. First, I'm going to do just a general message. Like, what are the messages that you want to go through? And then we'll do a love message. And then we'll do a money message and a career message, I guess. We'll just see how it goes. I'm just going to read, and are you along for the ride or not? Are you in or not? Let's get through the message, the energy that wants to be expressed, and the guidance in that energy. What is that, Spirit? Oh, it's nice to kind of be back. Wow, that's really bold. Do I have a lot more leeway? Yeah. Okay, I turned that around. Very interesting. Can you even see this? Okay. That's good. I have room now. Okay, so, hey, thank you. We're here. Let's get it in. We have chemistry, keep an open mind, heart-to-heart conversations, getting to know each other. Whoop. Organize for success, face your financial fears, do the work. Loud message with do the work. Never-ending story in reverse, TikTok in reverse, or should I say protection? Let's get into this story. This is a lot of energy that wants to be expressed. I'm going to start with the loudest energy here, which is do the work. It comes with a punch. This is saying there are things that we have to move through. There are things that we have to do. And that means things that we have to do. Like, you can manifest, you can envision, and the opportunities and means can come. But at the end of the day, you have to be the one to open the door when they knock. You have to be the one to get dressed and show up. You have to be the one to still be present. And I think this is in line with this sort of passive energy, in that you still have to do the work, as in you have to show up. But sometimes showing up is not as heavy as we sometimes think it is. So how I'm also seeing this is not just in terms of you have to be there. Like, you want to write a successful book, baby, you need to actually start writing a book. Like, you know what I'm saying? You want to start a project, you need to actually, I don't know, start that project. Make some time for it. Put some time into it. And that time may not be as much as you think, but it's still something that you need to show up for. Like, Spirit will take steps towards you and organize the world in such a way that here's your path, here's your sign, here's the knock at the door. But if you don't answer it, you still have to be the one to answer it. You feel me? So the other way that I'm reading this energy is that there are things that we still have to move through. There are things that we still have to go through in order to get to the pot at the end of the rainbow. And that's just us showing up for life. This is us just living, breathing, doing the basic minimum, doing what we need to do in life to do what we need to do. And this is also just going through what we need to go through. Like, this isn't about there's no rushing here. And that's why this is so great that this is here. A monkey brain and tickety tockety boom boom in our own heads. And like there's no rush. There is time for you to do things, and the energy won't be rushed. Like, you can't rush this energy. If you've been trying to push towards something, no, baby. Like, that's not it. You have to actually do the work and go day by day, step by step, and you will eventually get there, but you need to start by stepping. You're not going to do a leap when you haven't even done a step on the terrain. Okay? So this is a similar essence, but the message is hitting different people in different places differently. If this is someone who's feeling humdrum in their world and they want to do something, the energy is here saying, yes, there is something for you to do. There is a doing of something, but sometimes the doing of the thing is to keep hope alive and to not rush yourself and not push yourself into something that hasn't quite formed yet, hasn't quite fully formed yet, or you're still waking up in the morning. You're not, you don't have all your faculties ready. Your brain is still turning on. Your body is still turning on. You're not going to wake up and immediately jump into a pool of water. Like, literally, you don't roll out of bed and dump yourself into a pool of water and swim. Like, there's going to be some blah, 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 blah. You might as well have taken that time to wake up, catch a breath, look around, gather your bearings. Okay, there's a pool. I'm going to jump into it and swim. That's the same amount of time and more passive, more natural, and just more in the flow than if you just roll into the pool right as soon as you wake up from it. You know what I mean? So there's that person. And then there's another person who's really going through it. And the message here for you is things are going to take time. It's going to take time. You are going to benefit, whatever that word means in this context, but you're going to benefit from moving step by step, from going day by day and moving through the motions of the things that you have to do, the rough time that you are having. Things are going to change. You are going to be swimming. It's just right now, things have to move in the way that the energy has to move in the way that the energy is, right? For others of you who are in between or beyond these two examples, it really is the same essence. Do the things that you know you need to do. Wake up, brush your teeth. If you get a hit for you to do something, do it. If you get a hit for you to style your hair differently, do it. If you don't go anywhere and you decide to get dressed up that day and you end up running an errand, get dressed up that day. Don't say, never mind. Don't fight that instinct to comb your hair a certain way, to shave your head, to cut your hair, to, wear this instead of that, to brush your teeth instead of not, to eat that thing instead of that, because you don't know how those things are actually nudging you and pushing you towards something. Chemistry, these don't even speak. They're not even speaking. Some of you might be overwhelmed by all the stuff that's going on in your world. And I think I'm speaking to those who have external pressures from the world or the people in your world, or you're just feeling a lot of pressure and stress. For some other people, this may manifest itself as anxiety over uncertainty in the future or even in the present. I'm dealing with a really big, broad essence here, or different essences, so bear with me, guys, if I'm not exactly touching on your story. I might ask you to really expand your mind and see how that energy and essence can be applied to your own personal situation, baby. But yeah, I think this is definitely a don't clock out, don't tap out completely. Do take care of the people around you, and as you also take care of yourself. Never Ending Story is definitely standing alone. These do come together, but Never Ending Story is telling me a tale of, oh my gosh. Okay. Is telling me a tale of overwhelm. Believing that things will always be like this. They won't. To anybody watching this, how things are for you, where there's pressure, where there's boredom, where there's anxiety or stress, it won't always be that way. And the best way to move through this energy is to acknowledge that this energy has its place, this energy has its time, and that sucks. That's a really difficult concept to grasp. I hate it for you. But that's what it is. That's what it is. In order to get to the letter Z in the alphabet, you have to go from A to B to C to D, you know. Yeah. But also that this space that you're in isn't forever. I love that these are literally the only two protection messages, the only two messages in reverse, because number one, their messages are succinct. I might read TikTok because it's really pumping to me, and even Never Ending Story, but I'm not really feeling its essential meaning here. I'm more so feeling it maybe as an accompaniment or even just something different. I feel like discipline, self-discipline is a message here for somebody watching, being a little bit stricter on yourself, but also way gentle on yourself. And being a little bit stricter on your external inputs as well as how you operate yourself externally. Organize for success is here, and I know, wow, like this is a massive reading. Like, I know I said that stuff was I'm gonna go do love, and this is like I could just spend all day diagnosing this whole thing because this is a really big energy that wanted to come out. I'm only one person, Lord. Organize for success. There does, like, the word organize is what's calling to me, and I feel like this is actually the message when I look at it closer. Okay, that's telling me that this space is leading to something better. It's just the betterness of that thing and your preparedness for the thing that's in the future, 6, 7 months down the line, is going to depend on the little things and just the day-to-day things that you do to prepare yourself cognitively now. This is living day by day, but living day by day with some kind of purpose. Whether that person is being kinder to yourself, showing yourself more grace, showing the world around you more grace. There really is something here about external circumstances. I feel like in order to show something more grace, you need to understand it. And grace doesn't mean walk over me. Grace just means, I don't know, a softness to it, an understanding. There's something going on externally that needs to be understood better. There's something major going on externally for the globe. But I don't tout myself to be that kind of reader. I'm not going to comment on that. I just don't think I have the expertise to really be out here commenting about something that affects thousands of lives and generations to come. But there is something externally that sort of needs to be understood. More conversations here definitely have to be had. And with Never Ending Story, there always is this message of a poverty mindset, a victim mindset, a woe is me mindset. And while that may be valid, because I don't want to invalidate that, there's something here that I want to touch on about being given permission. And this is maybe just for me, but for whomever needs to hear it, yes, give yourself permission, but also give yourself permission and maybe boundaries and rules for how you can move in your world, in the places that are way too malleable, in the places that you're waiting for external circumstances, and you have a heart-to-heart conversation with yourself and you see that really the only thing truly holding you back has been yourself in the realest, most rawest sense. And that not everything has to be, and this is an end-all be-all type person mindset, where just because you say your favorite color is yellow does not mean your favorite color will always be yellow forever and ever. Amen. Praise the Lord. Like, no, you're allowed to change your mind. You're allowed to change. You're allowed to grow. You're allowed to evolve. So take the steps with the mindset that you can give yourself permission to change lanes, to say, okay, I tried it. That's not for me. Like, actually try something before you spend so much time waffling around in water. Take a bite. Actually, try, breathe it in, and discover if you don't like it. And then say, okay, that's not for me, done. Face your financial fears. Organize for success. Financially, I feel like there might be some things coming your way that are unexpected. Very interesting. Plan for them, face them, don't hide from them. You might want, there's just something here about depriving yourself, because I'm seeing this as a cookie, but it's upside down, which to me says have your fun, have your cake, but save some for later. So for some of you watching, definitely, like live your life, blah, 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 but definitely put something aside slowly over time. Organize your finances and look at your finances. Look at the possibilities of things that could happen and put some stuff aside. Now, another way that I see this is receiving money. And honestly, this could be the same thing. Like, you could be saving money, something could happen, and you need to use that money for whatever reason. Because maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it's a course that you want to take. Maybe your vehicle or it needs to be worked on in order for you to attain this other really great thing. Like, I'm not picking up necessarily like anything woo. It's just really like a message of, hey, there might be something in the future. If you've been overspending or haven't really been putting anything away, it might be good for you to put some stuff away, because 6-7 months from now you might need it. And it could even be, again, a course could come along your way. Or if you organize yourself for success, if you organize yourself for an opportunity, you want to be able to fund that opportunity. Whether it's a move that you want to make, whether it's, an yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. A purchase that you need for whatever. Or maybe even helping someone out, or helping yourself out. But in line with that, there's an element here. I'm definitely looking at that as money. Like, I'm not looking at that as facing like anything else other than money. There's an element here of planning ahead to the best of your ability, organizing yourself so that you have enough brain power to move through other things that come your way. That's something else I'm seeing. I'm really seeing like a preparation in order to. And it could be a preparation in order to execute down the line, or a preparation in order to make room for something else that may need more of your attention. Here, for some of you, I feel like whomever you are, you might really have to look at your future realistically. I know, that's rough. In the spiritual spaces, what does realistic even mean? But really, I feel like when you look at things on the ground from a human perspective, that's going to really help delete a lot of the hot garbage that has been clouding your thoughts. There's a lot of really great things that can be hot garbage in our heads, because when you look at the facts, when you look at the real world, black and white, human scope of looking at things, I think that can really help sift through all the bullshit that's floating around in your head that makes you go, well, maybe if nothing, this is what it is, this is what it's going to be. What decision are you going to make based off of these facts? Make the decision, cut the chaff out, let's keep moving, let's do life like life is going, let's move, right? So I feel like that's going to be really helpful to look at things realistically. And put your queen face on. Yeah. I don't really want to use that deck. I want to use this deck. I missed you. Oh, my baby. Oh, my babies. This is huge. I don't know what else this is trying to say. Time is on your side. I feel like for those of you that time is on your side, okay? Time is on your side. This slowness, this sort of mood that time feels, I don't know who's watching this, but this sort of delay, or maybe even speed for some of you, but I feel like you might be, if you're an intuitive person, I don't know who you are again, you might be, and this is very interesting, you might be feeling the speed, but on the real world, if you open your eyes and look at things realistically, nothing is happening. It's just all sort of day by day basic things. Maybe something happens, but it's okay, you know, we keep moving, the life still goes on. But I feel like for some of you, you're feeling the undercurrent in the spiritual, metaphysical world that's rushing because it knows that there's something coming, right? This success, there's something coming. And you feel like, okay, I'm feeling restless, I'm feeling anxious, I'm feeling, because something is coming. I need to do something, or I need to push it, or something. But the thing is, look at this physical world. I think that's something that you need to hear. Look at the physical world. The spiritual world will take care of itself. As you move in the physical world, you will help yourself, first of all, and those nerves, because then I feel like it'll help move time, and it'll also alleviate your connection to that fast current that's happening in the spiritual space. That's nice, because I've been feeling that, and that helps explain that. I didn't know that that's what that was, but maybe that's what it is. Facing your financial fears, I believe this is you looking at things realistically. So for others of you who are going through the hard time, right? How does that energy relate to you? For some of you who something is happening right now, Luce, the spirit world actually feels fucking slow, but real life feels really fast. Real life feels like there's a lot happening. I'm overwhelmed, and I feel it, and I see it in the flesh, in my life, and it's rough. I'm having a rough time. Breathe, first of all. That'll help calm your spirit in order to have it help and assist and ally with your reality self. Breathe. Calm your heart rate so that the still waters that you might be feeling in the spiritual world can assist and cool down the speediness or stress and pressure that's happening in the real flesh world. So breathe. And I would still say, face the things that are bringing you the hardship. And it sucks. It's heavy. But take the time that you need. Look and see what actually it needs to be pressured. I'm a list person. I'm Virgo sidereal, I think, and I'm Libra friggin' Western. I identify with both. I'm a list maker, baby. So this is you writing something down, or writing stuff down, and giving yourself room to see, okay, this is actually a priority. This is due on this date. This is happening here, so that you can see the spaces in between for you to relax and breathe. And through that, you can see, actually, you know what? I know this is on my list, but can I outsource this? Or can I just not do this? Can I find a different way to make that get done without me, oh my God, without me doing, without me being too present to it, and my presence being vital in it being accomplished. But either way, even if your presence is vital, I feel like there's something here that once you see and you face, quite literally, I don't like showing you guys my palm. I feel like it's bad. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. But I feel like when you can see the things that are in your head, the things that are stressing you out in a list form, then number one, you're facing your shit. And whenever I've done that, I see, oh my God, I thought I had 7 things I had to do. It's like 3 things that are just recycling over and over in my head. But what really happens is the magic happens. You allow spirit to go, okay, we'll take some of this on. And you will be surprised what manifests in your world, what comes to you in your world, what you are now able to see as a source that can assist you. Don't believe me, you'll watch. Chemistry, keep an open mind, heart-to-heart conversations, getting to know each other. Help is coming. Something is coming. Something is coming. And the more you do that, the more you breathe, the more you ground, the more you settle, the more you soothe and pet your monkey brain that wants you to move, the more you do the day-by-day things that you need to do, right? You know, just close your eyes and do what you need to do. If you need to take an extra step, okay, baby, try and do that. You know, push yourself a little bit, but don't push yourself past, resistance of, I just don't want to do that. I just don't want to do that. Okay, don't do that. Breathe, accept that you don't want to do that, and allow yourself permission to do it when it feels a lot more better to do. It may not feel the absolute bestest, but it'll feel less that. And do something else, okay? But when you do that, what you'll find is spirit will send help. Spirit will send help. And there are people around you and things that you're drawn to that you might want to lean into as well. Okay. Do you want to say anything more about this? Yeah, there is help coming. There is this rejuvenation, this flow that's going to be helpful. and this coming together. Now, I feel like this coming together is going to have some sparks. And for some of you, these sparks end up in inspiration and you do the work. And in others of you, and maybe this is honestly the same person, where you might feel even overwhelmed and like, oh, there's too much to do. And maybe this is happening now for both and all parties in essence. But I feel like with the Six of Cups, this is more so, yes, that energy, but also slightly advanced energy where things are more balanced, where earth and spirit are operating at a flow that is more collaborative, that is calmer, that makes sense chemistry wise. This heart to heart conversation, to me, these show me symbiotic energies that are now working together in perfect balance. So they've made, it's the proper amounts of hydrogen, the proper amounts of oxygen have come to make water. This perfect, harmonious element. So that's nice. Two of Swords in reverse. That's sweet. That's definitely an uproar also, but a bit of a calmness in some ways, really. I feel like you do. I feel like you do sort of, there is an element of ignoring the things that are stressing you out in order for you to do the work, in order for you to move day by day. And then we have the Three of Wands. I think the Three of Wands is usually like some ships or some shit. Like, Three of Wands and I don't know you, honey. Who are you? But I love that this is, this is technically, Two of Swords is technically air. But I love that it's water and fire, both in the reverse. And I feel like it is this passion and these currents, these powerful forces working together. And with the air element, I don't know, I feel like it carries them forward. Like it's a gust of violent, so psyche that it's violent, but it's a gust of the sort of wind and energy that pushes you forward. I feel like things, especially for those going through a bit of a hard time, things may not be easy, but they're definitely not going to be insanely hard. Okay, and when I say things aren't going to be easy, I feel like this is more so like there's going to be some bad moments, some stressful moments, but I feel like maybe even on the ground, your expectations in your head might be worse than actually happens. But there's definitely this, again, this energy of like waiting until the time is ripe. But I don't feel like this is, for some of you, maybe you do need to hear, maybe you're about to strike on something and you don't know and you happened upon this video and you're still listening. Hey, baby. But if you are waiting sort of for an answer, this is saying kind of wait a little bit. This is not meaning wait for days, months, weeks, a year. This could be wait for a beat so that you're in alignment when you say yes or when you move forward or when you say no. But with this Three of Wands in reverse, I am getting a sort of like things, this TikTok, like that's really what I'm getting. I'm getting this message, this energy of the TikTok, where it's this sort of like, there's still time for you to get yourself together and use this time to get yourself together. Amazing. You definitely have people around you and connections around you that hug you and hold you. And if you don't feel that, look for them purposefully in your world. This is, little moments where someone sends you a message or someone smiles at you, like build up on those things and build the roller coaster around you. Yeah, I feel like there really is going to be a balance. And the Six of Cups is nothing but really sweet vibes. I love the Six of Cups, the Eight of Wands in reverse. Okay. It's just, it's coming. It's just gonna happen slowly. It's gonna happen slowly. Whatever the balance is for you to feel at ease and healed and accepting and hopeful, again for some of you. But I feel like there are definitely messages coming, but messages delayed. Messages coming, but messages not yet arrived. But there's sweet messages. They're good. There's good things coming your way, you guys. As a new person listening right now, look. I don't know if you're still watching. If you are, you have to leave me a comment or a like or something, because nobody watches videos this long. Especially when they're not about, I don't know. Yeah, something is definitely coming. Is there something you want to tell me about this? The wheel. Something is definitely coming, and I feel like there is a hand that you play. There's still destiny. So there's something, the wheel is moving in your favor. I'll say that. And you have power. The power you have is not the power to change the wheel. Okay? Time is not the power that you have. You cannot rush this. The time that you spend floundering around and fighting this is the same amount of time that you could use getting your bearings in order for you to do the thing, right? So I'm really feeling that you cannot control the time, but there's viable things that you can do, like the day-to-day things that you need to do in order to use the time that you do have for your benefit. So that 6-7 months down the line, which is the timeline I'm getting. So note this in your journals, that there's something coming from whenever you listen to this. But let's see. This is March, so April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Is this 7 and 8? I feel like August, September, October, those months. Oh my god, why did I say that? Okay, well, I mean, for whomever made it this far, this is your, let's look at your love. Hey, Spirit, you know what it is. For the people that made it this far, or someone timestamped this, because I'm not gonna, for whomever needs to hear this, who's scrubbing along, what is the love message that you have? I saw a Ten of Pentacles trying to come out. Two of Wands, Two of Swords, the 10 of Swords in reverse, and the King of Wands in reverse. Okay, so someone is tuning into their intuition over a situation that they've fought to death over. It's something that I feel like they've surrendered to. Someone has surrendered to a certain situation. The Ten of Swords always it doesn't always remind me, but the deck reminds me of this reminds me of like Gemini season. Gemini, I think Two of Wands is like kind of like Libra-ish season, but it kind of feels like Virgo-y. Anyway, for some of you, there might be something coming around for you, an epiphany, and a choice that you make around the new moon, the full moon. Maybe, I know there's like this is an eclipse technically, so it's not really like a new moon, but There's some new moon energy I'm picking up. But I feel like it's more like a veil being lifted from your conscious mind where you I feel like you accept something. You or someone accepts something. And with the King of Wands in reverse, I feel like you sort of accept that someone isn't where you need them to be, or you aren't where you need to be or want to be. And so this feels like a first sentence. And so there won't be any movement forward because at least you're not going to go full speed ahead. There's not going to be any movement forward because you're still trying to figure out where it is that you want to go. And that's really what this Two of Swords is doing. She's trying to figure out, okay, now that I can really see into myself, I've had this heart-to-heart conversation with myself, I can see that what I'm wanting is not what I'm getting with this person. There might be a celebrity, a superstar. It's because the King of Wands is very, but with this salamander here, I feel like there's a chameleon. This person isn't who you thought they were, and whatever that means, it doesn't have to be vindictive or evil or whatever. But this person just wasn't who you thought they were, or they didn't present themselves in a way that when you got to know them, it was too different. It's almost like they showed their spots, they showed themselves, and you sort of veered off path, or the path veered off, or you are thinking about veering off path, but I feel like you'll mostly move slow, or maybe you've come up to the epiphany that in the future you'll move slow, or want to be with someone a lot more sturdier and more grounded, not that you don't want to be so drawn by their flash and pomp and circumstance. Like you want someone grounded. And I love that this is really, really cool because I wonder if the Knight of Pentacles is pulling the Chariot. Because even though the Chariot is in reverse, and that's usually like a bit of chaos, okay? Because where are them Sphinx going, baby? One's going that way and one's going this, but where we going? But what I feel I see is like you're revisiting memories. You're seeing certain things clearer. And I feel like you're paving your own path. You're unraveling your own shit and you're paving a new path, which comes from you going over what you went through. Or, yeah. And maybe for some of you, you've landed on someone who's more grounded and down to earth. And here's this Tower. More grounded and down to earth and avoided a tower. Wow, yeah. I mean, remember when I said with this... Come through, Spirit. We know you're here. Ow, ow. When I said with the Chariot, when it's in a reverse, typically you don't know where it's going. It's one Sphinx is going this way and another Sphinx is going that way. And this is the Chariot when it's off course, where the Sphinx are pulling in different directions. Our charioteer is stuck in the middle and he doesn't know where to go or how to move because these Sphinx are pulling in two directions and he cannot control them to go anywhere in any direction. And so he can't, when he sees something coming, or because he's so busy trying to control these two heads, these two beings, these two Sphinxes, he doesn't see that there's a massive tower in front of him. And even if he sees it, it might be too late. And so he crashes the Chariot, unfortunately, into this tower. And he's the one that suffers, not the things that he was trying to tend to externally. But I feel like this could be something avoided because of the juggling. But I feel like the juggling, rather, enters into a state of symbiosis. I feel like, again, I freaking, I love being, let me pause, baby. I love being validated by Spirit. I love when my reading style is validated by Spirit and my intuition. Thank you so much, Lord Jesus Christ. Baby, thank you, honey. Because this Chariot in reverse is typically out of control, some bullshit. But with this Two of Pentacles, I feel like And with this Tower in reverse, I feel like you were able, or the powers that be, seeing as these are majors, the energy changed and you changed direction, or something happened and it changed direction and you avoided something even greater from happening down the line because, or you will, I don't know your life, I don't know your story. And you were able to, even in a small way, find the balance with the sphinxes and pave sort of your own path, or are still paving it. So can you tell us more, like, guidance on this path? We have the Hermit coming out of, but this is the Hermit that's coming out. Like, this is a Hermit that's been through some shit, baby. Look at that. That's the Charioteer that was like, look, I'm done with y'all. I'm gonna find me some new dogs. And he found the Moon dogs. And we have the Moon from the Two of Swords here. This is such a great deck. I feel like you do find your way, and you might be feeling better in a couple of months. Lord in heaven. This is the devil. But this is the side of the devil that shows hope. The side of the devil that shows recovery. The side of the devil that shows an escape. You know, leaving bullshit behind. So we're going to end here. This is a lot of major arcanas. Lots of major energies here. But I feel like in love, this message is quite nice. I feel like with the King of Wands, this person or this vibe that you were going for was quite large and grandiose, but it wasn't real. It was false. It was fake. It wasn't what you thought. And that's not negative or anything or crucifying. It's just now it feels better to turn to something real, something grounded, something that will be there for you when you need it. And I want to say, for it to show up, you know, it's coming. It just, again, might take a while or a little bit, as in it's not coming tomorrow. You know what I mean? Or when it does come, it'll take its time to mature. Okay? Let's talk about money. Hey, Lord, what you gotta tell us about our money? What's the money message that you have for us here? You're doing too much. Alright, I'm not trying to play with you. So I think it's a weird angle that I'm shuffling at, and it's just not doing anybody any favors, myself included. Again, massive majors coming out. There's a lot of cards in the deck, and for majors to just keep popping out, that's crazy. So I love this. I love when a plan comes together. We're asking about money, and the Lord, universe, spirit, Christ, divine comes through with money messages. Ace of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles. I love that for you. We have the Justice in reverse. Okay. And the High Priestess. What is happening here? Is there some nefariousness going on with this Justice in reverse? I do feel like some unfair money is coming towards you, but I don't know if this is unfair and unjust in terms of legally or illegally. I feel like you might find a way to get money that you go, oh. And I don't know your life, right? But this is money that you kind of go in your back of your head. Can I do that? Can that happen? Is that for real? I'm not getting the vibe that it's like nefarious, theft. Like, this is like, I don't know, a class action lawsuit that something that you maybe, I got one the other day that was like, if you attended this place within the dates of XYZ date to the duration of XYZ date, then you get to be in this class action lawsuit. Now, let's say for you, you literally participated one day in that when you were participating like many days prior. I feel like there's something like that where it's like, oh, like, do I still count? You know, like, oh, like I've only been working here 2 months. Do I really qualify for this thing? Oh, I came here with my friend, but I'm the one that won the ticket. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the one that won the raffle. Like, I'm new. Like, I feel like it's that kind of injustice. Yeah, but it with the high priestess here, I feel like it is just. It is what it is. Like it is within the rule book. It's just, you know, it worked in your favor. So and then we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is such a beautiful freaking card. And the Three of Pentacles, which is also gorgeous. I feel like this person took something small and multiplied it. So for some of you, you might find a loophole in business, in a side hustle, at work, a lawsuit for some of you, where it's maybe unfair for you to sue for this item, but you do. But I feel like this is maybe you have an idea and you maybe make the right investment, an intuitive investment that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Nobody has made money this way, or it's not a very popular way to make money, and yet you invest in it, and you invest in it in the right way. You meet the right people in that, you know, are cut from your cloth, and look at you in a niche making like decent money in the next 7, 8, 3 months. Look, I'm getting numbers, okay? I'm getting 7 a lot. I'm getting 8 on this one, and also 3 months. So do what you will with that. But I feel like there's some sort of investment that you make, some sort of opportunity that you grasp, and you go, okay. And then you get something of a nice payout that then enables you to build more from there. That's really good. I mean, you multiply it from 1 to 3, so that's pretty great. And it's all happening like intuitively, and you're working with people that make sense for you. I feel like it's gonna be easy. I don't know. It's kind of like easy money. Show your work. Okay. For some of you, show your work. If this is at work, if this is in your side hustle, your business, your craft, show your work. Put your work out there. Show it to people in high places. Whatever that looks like for you. That could be people you admire, people that you would like to work with, people that you go, I like this girl. Even if they're personalities, I mean, if you can contact them, why not? Show them your work. I feel like that's going to be something that you kind of go, skirt, but High Priestess is like, nah, baby, just do it. Get it in there. Get it. Something about Twilight. Maybe forks. I don't know. Something about Victoria, Chelsea. I'll always think of like Anglo-Saxon names. Like I'll never think of like Chileshe. Like Yunmi. Like I'm not. Or Nidi. So there you go. Okay, tell me about this. Tell me about this Justice in reverse. Let's just get that out of the way. Tell me more about this for my person watching this. 8 of Cups. Okay. So that's good. I feel like that kind of makes it sad. That makes it really sad. I'm gonna get another card. Can I get another card before I say what I'm about to say? Because we have the Eight of Cups here. Oh my god, I asked for one. I'm not playing with you. I'm not playing with you, but I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Okay, fine. The Eight of Cups on this side, it tells me a story about the sacrifices that we have to make, and it's not fair. Exactly. So I think one of the definitions I'd given with the Justice is where something feels unfair, but in the world, it is what it is. Like, we can't have it all, in terms that it might be difficult to be a mother who's present for your kids and there through everything and still wanting to grow her own business. You may have to put your kids in daycare. You may have to put your kids elsewhere. You may have to leave them in order for you to take care of yourself and their future in the future. Rather than you choosing to have, you know, a lover and have kids, you might choose a like it. There's just something about the world being unfair, but you using that and moving through that unfairness to succeed. So if this is someone who isn't a mother, you're just a regular person. Moms aren't regular. They're super people that need rest. It's so funny. Look at this guy in the back. Amazing. If you're a mom, 100% this is your message to do something. If you've been thinking about contemplating doing something and you're like, I feel guilty leaving my kids. Yes, okay, fine. Feel guilty and then give yourself 5 minutes, breathe, and then move on and do the thing that you've been feeling to do. Like, take your guilt with you, do what you need to do, but do the thing. Do what you actually need to do. Do the work. In any case, I feel like there is going to be some sacrifices that you have to make. And see what that's about. Don't fall for the okie doke. Okay? If you're going to make sacrifices, make sure that the sacrifices that you're making make sense. Okay? Don't make sacrifices for something frivolous and quick. Unless that's the thing that you're going to make, and if it's going to help you, I suppose. But don't put yourself in a situation where you're not doing something because of your own mental thought on what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like, don't be the reason that you don't do something. Because at the end of the day, a lot of the things that we don't do is because we haven't given ourselves permission to do them. So I'm actually seeing you. This Ace of Cups is sus. And it's funny because it's like, here's another 8 too. It's funny because you might turn around to get a cup that is sus in order to get this wish fulfilled for this 8 of Cups. But I feel like that's an okie doke. That's a trick. But really what I'm actually seeing is you being the Aphrodite here and going after what it is that you want. And leaving behind the okie doke. So that's freeing yourself from your own okie doke. Luce, what do you mean by okie doke? I mean the fuckery in your head, okay? Abandon the fuckery in your head. This is going to be tough. It's not going to be easy. This is major clarifications. Or rather, these are clarifications clarifying a major. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be, oh, on Monday I'm fine. No, it's going to take some time, but I feel like you have to be real with yourself and break free, and it's going to hurt from the conditioning that you've conditioned yourself in what's fair and what's just and what's right and what's wrong for you to move in your world. And there's some abandonments that you might have to make, but they may not even really be abandonments, but you take them as abandonments. But they might also be abandonments. Look, let's not sugarcoat everything. Like, I'll sugarcoat some, but I won't sugarcoat everything. There may be some actual abandonments that have to be made, but the impact of them may not be as heavy as you see them to be. I feel like you're being invited to take a risk. Tell me more about this risk. Oh, the King of Wands. Definitely a risk, because that's a giant ass snake. Excuse me. That's over there in the background. From what I've heard, snakes are actually like representative of wisdom. Now, the King of Wands here. Wow. He looks trapped. This feels like someone who is brilliant, but is once again sort of trapped. They see something that they could do, but they're afraid of it. So I feel like you're afraid of your own potential. And what you need to do about it is make a move. You're frozen when it comes to this things that you have to do. You're frozen. Make a move. Do the work. Make a move. Anything. And I feel like once you have a heart-to-heart with yourself, once you do small steps, you'll help loosen your strings even more. And you will cut yourself. You will, make some mistakes. But that doesn't mean you'll stop. That doesn't mean you'll give up. That just means you know that you've still moved and done certain things. And you moved. You're not frozen in place and keeping your potential in. Wow. Knight of Cups in reverse. Again, this is this knight, all right? Over here, this man on this horse. Something that will help is to keep yourself focused. Keep yourself grounded. Again, this organize for success and face your financial fears. Keeping yourself grounded is going to help as you move forward. Do the things that you need to do. That is the paperwork, that is the forms, that is waking up, and that is, practicing your I don't know what you have to do, baby, but do the things that you have to do. And again, don't fall for your own okie doke. Don't daydream to the point that you hurt yourself. Daydream in a way that makes sense. Do the work says it's not enough to dream or pray. You've also got to take positive action steps that you're being divinely guided. Consistently working on your priorities will make them flourish like a lush flower garden. And I think the thing about the Knight of Cups is he takes too many stops, and he doesn't, he gets there, but he just, bro, I feel like he just goes every which way, I feel like he takes too much time sort of exploring. He enjoys the journey, which is not a problem. But I feel like in this case, this is still sort of going for things that will only give you, investing in things that will give you momentary satisfaction. And there's a difference between following an intuitive hit and fully investing yourself in something that is only going to give you momentary satisfaction. Something that's going to give you momentary satisfaction is not doing the thing that you have to do. Because you go, okay, I'll do it tomorrow. That's the momentary satisfaction. That's like a Knight of Cups, I suppose. A Knight of Cups in reverse is like, no, I'm not going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to do it today. Something like that. Wow. Oh my gosh, why do you keep doing this? Yeah, anyway, a lot of cards are coming out and they're really just reiterating what's being said here. Take control here. We have this man here, the Chariot, and then we have the Two of Cups in reverse. There's definitely this thing about giving, and that's a bit rough, giving your emotions too much power. Too much power. And there's a difference between listening to your emotions and giving yourself the time and space to not force yourself. But then there's also how we train ourselves. And I feel like you may have to train yourself a little bit differently and push yourself, but not push yourself too much, too far, too fast. So there's going to be definitely that balance there. especially when it comes to your money. Okay, so let's look at career. For anybody still listening, anything you gotta say about career? Okay, you're doing so much. Doing the most. Doing the most. So we have two. Wow, we have a lot of things to talk about here. We have two court cards. Okay, we have a baby page of swords, and we have mama queen of pentacles, and then we have two tens, two endings. The knight, the 10 of swords in the upright, and the 10 of pentacles in the reverse. Now, it's very interesting what this is. When it comes to your career, take care of yourself. What am I saying? Stand up for yourself in your career. Speak up for yourself in your career. Okay. If it comes to what are your long-term goals? Where do you want to be? Does your work, yes, it's going to stress you out. Yes, it's going to be a handful, but is your work too much of that? And is it getting to a point where it's not good enough for you? Because I feel like other areas of your life are beating you down and have taken quite a lot from you. Are you putting too much on your plate that you cannot handle, or that you should not handle? Ask for help. Also, for some of you, you have thought something to death, but you're still thinking and haven't made a move yet, because it is a pretty big decision. So with this, honestly, I'm going to say, until you're ready, make a choice. But there's going to be a moment, or maybe you're here already, where enough of you is still going to make a choice, going to make a move. You're encouraged to, even though you feel insecure about it, even though you really have nothing to stand on, even if you don't know where it's going to go. But that is a move that you might need to take. I feel like you need to stand up and go somewhere. I feel like you need to definitely stand up for yourself, and stand up for yourself to yourself. Definitely. You're taking a chance here. I feel like there's a chance here that's being taken. Then we have another 10-10 here in the form of the Judgment in reverse. And I'm seeing 2 8s, 8 of Wands in reverse, 8 of Pentacles in reverse. But, the Judgment card freaks me out. I don't like it. I think I don't like cards with like angels in them, because I can't. I'm too close to that. I don't want that. I don't want that mess. Yeah, in career, I feel like you're at a place where you don't know where you're going, but you're also encouraged to take that into your own hands and choose not to know where you're going, and go into the sort of frozen landscapes and see what else. I feel like you may have gotten too comfortable for some of you where you're at, but I don't think that's a decision you're going to make soon. I feel like you'll get there, and when you get there, you'll know the moment where you go, this is the moment. Otherwise, I feel like you are good at your job. You're good at what you do. You are good in the field. There's some insecurities, maybe there's some imposter syndrome that you have. You try to convince yourself otherwise, but you almost don't believe it when people say things to you. And I feel like that has something deeper. Maybe there's an aspect of you that doesn't enjoy what you're doing, or there's an aspect of you that you haven't allowed yourself to see that this is long term, or the long term of it makes you sort of reject it in a way because you want to be fluid, but you feel kind of stuck. Who am I talking to? What? Or maybe you've also sort of made a move. Like maybe you moved across country, across state. Um, and don't know if it was the right choice. But I think for some of you, who am I talking to? What timeline? Um, there's a move. There's a leaving of what's familiar to go into terrain that isn't. And that is a move. And honestly, for some of you, it's also a promotion. You know, just to no longer be in this position that you've been used to and you've dominated it so much so that it's sort of become boring and you know everything and you can do everything with your eyes closed. And I'm exaggerating, but you said the essence that I'm in. But you might want to, you know, get up and then move, do something different, start over in a different place, in a different position, something new. I think you've reached an end. You've reached an end. You've reached the pinnacle. You've reached the highest point you can reach in this. And I think it's time for you to go. Wow. That's, wow. For others of you who are looking for like a certain career for you to go into, something that makes you feel uncomfortable, but something that you could still sort of get by in. Like it's not too far from your nature and not too far from things that easily come to you, something you're skilled at, something that you've been doing, something that's like relational to what you've been doing, a similar field maybe, but a different aspect of that field. So if, I don't know, dude, if you've been doing, I don't know, healthcare, okay? You've been in the healthcare field, but you've always been a receptionist. You've always been a medical, I don't know your life. So you instead go to do maybe healthcare systems. So you take that, you know, healthcare insurance, excuse me, healthcare finances, you know, it's still healthcare, but you're going to a different sector, which is brand new and you feel like a puppy, but you know, you have some expertise that you're taking with you. You're a druid. You can speak to the certain animals that they need you to speak to in this new role, and that is something that you bring to the table. Don't underestimate that. I feel like you might take, I don't know if you're taking a hit financially, but I feel like it's going to come back to you. Tell me more about this. Yeah, okay, two pentacles in reverse. So it might feel like a dent in your finances, but I feel like for some of you who might be moving for a certain career opportunity or promotion, there is going to be a dent in your stuff. Like you won't be juggling as much anymore. But I feel like, tell me more about this. You will. Thank you. That's what I was saying. Like I feel like it's a hit, but it's gonna be successful. It's gonna be successful, and I feel like you'll feel that on the inside first and really feel good. I feel like you'll still be feeling sort of insecure about your position, but you'll be receiving messages that you can actually understand. You'll be illuminated to the messages that, as opposed to the previous role or path, which even though you received praise, etc., you didn't feel it as much, as deeply as you could have, or you stopped feeling it. I feel like in this next phase, you'll be feeling it more because you really did sort of, I don't know, it hits you different. You feel freer, a lot more looser and more open, keeping an open mind, heart-to-heart conversations, chemistry, getting to know you. I feel like you've reached a certain point where you can actually finally sort of accept these things, and there's definitely abundance there for you, for sure. I mean, I was picking that up. I feel like you glow up. Maybe you've made the company that you've been working with, the organization or whatever, glow, and you've contributed enough to them. Now it's time for you to have your personal glow up. Yeah, I feel like you'll be communicating with people, but in a way that's really comfortable for you, in a way that they respect you. That's sweet. What's this Two of Pentacles about? Yeah, I feel like you won't be handling as much, but the things that you will be handling, like you'll be overseeing. Maybe project management for some of you. Don't know. Three of Pentacles. Yeah, I mean, this looks like an overseer. This looks like we're watching a scene. With this, I feel like you will find your stride in this thing. Like you will still be feeling insecure and the like, but again, I feel like a light will be illuminated and lit up from you from the inside, and you will be feeling just that much more connected to what you do. I think you'll be overseeing, managing something, still communicating with people, but managing a team, building something, maybe even construction for some of you, some sort of craft place. Yeah, I feel like you'll be one of a kind in this institution, maybe because of your race, your sex, your gender identity, your flex, your hair, I don't know, your style. You'll be different from these people, but I feel like they'll be welcoming of you. I don't know where I feel that. Maybe I want you to be welcomed. But I feel like you'll be, you won't receive pushback when you dictate, when you share things. Why are you in reverse? I don't like that. This is what I have for you, okay? Like, yeah. I don't know who listened to this whole thing. If you did, leave a like, leave a little, I don't know, leave a hug emoji or something. Let me know you finished it to the end, because this is a long video, you guys. But I kind of liked it. I don't know who it was for. It definitely got some messages for myself. I don't know what to do with the channel. I want to do general messages still, because I feel like that's really important. But obviously I also still want to do love messages and the like, but I don't know. We'll see. I wish you everything. Keep your light on. Good luck.